Um, Riddhi, kindly confirm if my screen is visible. Okay, thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Digital Construction webinar series from Capricot Technology. In today's webinar, this is a series of webinars where we are discussing about Autodesk Construction Cloud, how this digital solution can help in managing your project during the different stages of your project, where we are specifically discussing about the construction side of the projects in this series. We have already covered we have already covered the first two sessions wherein we talked about the introduction to Autodesk Construction Cloud and project management. How, with the help of Autodesk Construction Cloud, these tools can help in getting our motives achieved in terms of project management and document control. In today's session, we will be talking about quality and safety management. That is, how, with the help of ACC again, that is Autodesk Construction Cloud, we can assure that maintain the quality and safety of the project during the construction stage, keeping all the stakeholders together on the common platform. So to start with, we will start with the introduction and a welcome note to all the participants present today. We will then briefly discuss about basic construction industry challenges and how the conventional practices are slowing down or lowering the process of working, and how ACC can help us in solving those conventional practices through digital technologies. We will then talk about ACC build as an overview. What is ACC and what is build product of it? How is it helping us in managing our construction related activities at site or maybe at offices? And then we will deep dive into the quality and safety management topics of the same. Due towards the end, we will take up the questions, and we request anyone who has any questions can put their questions in the Q&A box, which we will address towards the end of the session. Before starting with the webinar, we would like to take small audience poll, where we just want to know the background of the audience that is present here today, so that when we start with the webinar, we know what audience do we have, and then we can derive our communication in the lines of our audience background. So please allow me to share the audience poll on screen. I hope that my screen is visible. There are two audience polls. Kindly answer them. It is one, what is your professional background? And the other, what type of organization you are a part of right now? We'll wait for another 10 seconds and then we will proceed. Okay, thank you everyone. So most of us here who are present are either architects or construction or from the construction management background, and they're mostly design consultants and PMCs and other teams. So with this, we can see that the relation between the two, that is the architects and the construction management people or the PMC people at site, with the contractor will be the most. So how these two, three major stakeholders in the project are essential to carry the activities with the help of this cloud environment. Again, before deep diving into the webinar session, we would like to introduce ourselves as Capricot. So we are Capricot. We are India's leading digital design and construction management technology solution provider on the AEC industry, that is architecture, engineering, and construction. We help our customers with the idea to just get started with technology, be it any solutions. That is, we work with a 360-degree technology solutions for our customers. This includes our services, our software providers, our sales, our technical implementation, BIM sessions, for which we have a wide team of tech savvy people of more than 250 team members, and then we are spread all across the India with four major offices in India, with almost 20,000 plus Indian customer services that we have provided. We are also OEM certified professional trainers with us. So all these training or all these services that we provide with the product sales is all through certifications. We deal with almost all type of projects and all type of verticals, be it airports or be it vertical transport, be it vertical building or be it horizontal building, that is your infrastructure or housing, or maybe any part which is connected to your construction but not directly a construction activity. We're all connected to that project and we work with them day in and day out in terms of digital transformation. Again, the good news is that Capricot is now a Win Zero company. It is a merger of four international companies and is now a Win Zero company. We are spread all across the world with more than 52 plus cities that we are present in, and we are still expanding. So Win Zero is now present in America, EMEA, India, and APAC. We are all present and we are working towards the global digital transformation as our model. So now we can start with the webinar today, wherein we will talk about what is digital quality and safety management in the Autodesk Construction Cloud. Before starting with that, we understand that quality and safety are the two essential topics that we focus on in our industry, in our projects, in our day-to-day activities. There are a lot of challenges in maintaining or tracking those quality and safety measures at sites. There are a lot of bullet points, or there are a lot of checklists which we need to update on daily basis, and then assure the quality and have a discussion with our internal teams or maybe different stakeholders. So how do we maintain these quality and safety? We initially, in a conventional practice, there is a person or the site engineer who will head on the site, and from there they will report issues or maybe they will report what are the challenges at site which needs the action to be taken. And then from the senior management of the PMC team will take action on it depending on the activities. Some certain activities can also be obviously taken up by the contractor team, but still it's a process where which all the stakeholders in a large scale product have to follow. So with the help of ACC, we can achieve quality and safety. But what is Autodesk Construction Cloud? That is ACC. For our participants who are new or maybe who are a part of this webinar series from the beginning, we will begin with Autodesk Construction Cloud overview. So it is a platform, it is a cloud-based platform, web platform where we can manage all our activities through this platform from design stage to reconstruction to construction, and our basis would remain the document, that is data. So anything that we upload is a data and we need to work on those data maybe during the construction, maybe during the design stage, where we need to work with our design models, with our different consultants, creating to and fro activities between different teams, those design coordinations and collaborations that we do. We do it through Autodesk BIM Collaborate. Post that, we take work on quantity estimation and BOQs, which we can which we can perform with the help of Autodesk Takeoff. For this, we do not need an authoring tool, for example, Revit, wherein we have to calculate the quantities. Since it is a cloud-based platform, most of our 2D and 3D quantities can be extracted from a single platform without any hassles. And the topic of discussion that we are discussing in these series is Autodesk Build. That is where we can, during the construction stage, how we can achieve the project management related activities, that is and how can we manage our cost and quality safety of the project. Even during the end of the project or maybe during the closing of the project, we need a lot of data, we need a lot of filing, we need a lot of completions, which we can perform with the help of project closeout. So the highlighted area is what is Autodesk Build. The base remains your document management. the unified platform, your insights, that is all your dashboards, all your data, all your internal admin related activities will be a part of all the three products. And then comes your build platform, which is your during the construction platform that we use in our industry. And today's focus is more towards quality and safety of a project. That is how we are maintaining the quality, how we are creating those quality checklists or safety checklists, or maybe through capturing images at site or notifying people directly from site what are the issues, or maintaining those statuses at site, keeping a track of all the activities which have been performed. We will see through the build platform today. So when we first started, we talked about document management. That is how we can organize, distribute, and share our files on a single unified platform. That is how different team members or stakeholders can come together on a single platform, and with the help of folder structures and permission level, that is a document control, we can upload multiple file types on this platform without having a need of Revit. How can we control numerous versions of files that we have in our projects? And how can we go back to previous version and look up to the latest and maybe do the version comparisons? And how we can create approval workflows. So with COVID coming in, or maybe the new normal coming in wherein people are working from home also, we have the geographic challenges of people not being at the site or at the office on time. So we can now have digital approval workflows where we can get us files checked from the digital platform without having a need to go to the office and sign documents manually. We later talked about project management, that is how the tools of build help stakeholders to bring together all the information or raise issues or concerns with the help of this tool. That is, they create requests for information, they create workflows where they know who are the responsible people for reviewing the responses for requests for information, or who are the ones who will initiate the reviews for the team members. Also, we talked about submittals, which are like your formal documentation of all your specifications, your shop drawings, your product related data, which we can get approvals. So it is a similar to approval process wherein we get the data from the vendor or from the purchase department, and which gets approval from our architects, owner, via contractor and the PMC. We saw minutes of meetings where we can track our minutes of meetings digitally on the cloud platform again. We can add people from outside the tool also. We can add them, and we can create digital activities or different digital items or point of discussions which we had in the meeting, keeping a track of it. So it is a status based activity list that we have. So even after the meeting is closed, and months later we want to track what all was discussed in one meeting, we can go back on the cloud ACC and we can get a response of that. And towards the end, we saw how daily reports or maybe site progress reports which are there, we saw how we can upload them with the help of forms in the ACC platform. So today we will be discussing quality and safety management. That is how, with the help of quality and safety tools and build, stakeholders will be able to create different forms and checklists with different team members, and how we can upload these checklists from site and get up responses from the head office, let's say, and how other tools, let's say photos and issues and videos, how can we use them to track the quality of the project. We will see how we can even create punch lists, which we also call as snag list, and how these informations can be tracked from site. Excuse me. Yeah. So then, so we are talking about the quality planning. So quality planning is what minimizes the rework and mistakes with the proactive quality planning. That is how we can create multiple forms in the platform from let's say from the organizational work structure that we have, or a new form altogether if we do not have any specific form style. So we can create this multiple checklist templates within the platform, which the team members who all are responsible for filling the form and submitting the forms are notified in the initial template. And then these forms can be sent to different managers or different people who are responsible for us responding to the forms that we share. So how do we manage those checklists? We build those forms in the ACC platform. Over here, what we are doing is we are checking the platform. We are going on the platform and creating multiple templates over here. So Autodesk Construction Cloud gives us the option of creating templates. So if an organization like yours might be having a standard PDF format wherein you want to bring with multiple topics that of your own, and you want to bring that same PDF within the platform. So over here you can bring that PDF as a form in a form of smart PDF, where all your activities or all your points of discussion or all your points to be checked will become smart PDF points, will become digital points, where we can just with the help of a single click from our, let's say, mobile application, take the information from site and send it across to our different team members or the reviewers from there itself. So we need not create a new checklist altogether, which saves a lot of time and which saves a lot of paperwork from the conventional process where we will have to, where we used to fill our form with hand, and then those papers are submitted for site and the data is connected and shared further. Also, over here, if these are similar to the quality checklist or the safety checklist, we can create similar forms for safety, also safety inspections. These forms can be multiple templates or even a single template with all the information required initially. And these are ACC has pre-configured workflows within the platform. That means within the platform, we can go and define whether it will be a single person's project or maybe a multi-directional process, or maybe with a group of people working together on the process. So all these working to pre-configured settings can be chosen from the templates itself. We can schedule the forms, we can keep them in draft, and we can then share it with the different team members. These drafts also give us the capability of adding reviews or adding issues to the form. We can add different issues or, let's say, photos to these forms from the site to verify whatever we are ticking or marking on is correct. We can check those, and the reviewer from the site or maybe reviewer from the head offices can get a reference of what we are talking. We can also add comments since forms are connected to your email IDs. Once we send a form, once we notify that the info form is sent, and email notification is sent to all the reviewers directly. And these are all performed can through your mobile application, that site. So you need not have a hardware or a computer with you to work on the same. We will now talk about quality assurance and control, that how we can assure quality at site, for which I would now like to request Riddhi to take forward. Riddhi, over to you. Riddhi, you're not audible.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Your voice is a bit low.
Help with that. Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So let me share my screen now.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay. Okay. So now talking about the quality assurance and quality control. So quality assurance through the planned and systematic actions are necessary to provide adequate confidence that your product or service will satisfy. So you need to be in full control of your project to be assured of quality. And in the previous slides we were discussing about forms. So forms, I guess, will not be enough to have a full control over your quality in your project. So there need to be the immediate resolvence of the issues which are when they arise, which and when they arise in the project. So here the build also has this feature of issues management tool, photos, and punch list, which you can use to manage and control quality as and when the issue arises in the project. So this will help you in resolving issues and reducing the rework. So if we just discuss about the punch list, so punch list are the another key element for quality assurance in construction. So they are used to record any work which is not done or not yet done yet, or maybe not done properly. So if we see today in construction sites, mostly punch lists are prepared in a form of using the Excel tools, spreadsheet tools like Excel, and they are just printed off and used at the site. So people from the site are using that printout sheet to fill. So these printout sheet can be lost or maybe not updated every time a query or issue arise. So it is very mandate that if we transform our punch list to a digital form, it will help control the quality better and ensure in ensuring the quality better. So since we cannot just always depend upon contractor to manage the quality at the end of the project, to identify and the faults in the project at the end of the project and then mitigate them. So there is a need that we should update our punch list at the right time and the right place. So for that, we have this forms feature, which we can use to uh, document every issue we have arise in the project. So how to create this punch list? So we can just create punch list templates first by adding sections based on as many questions you want, as many items you want to uh, review. Okay, so based on that you can add sections, and then also you can add pre-configured responses. So it allows you to add pre-configured responses, as you can see here: yes, no, true, false. So these are some responses you can add to the sections. And even you can add sections for equipment and material to track equipments or materials. You can add their sections. So this way you will be creating the template first, and then the person once again, the person filling the form will use these templates to fill the form from the site. So they can just document every information from the site through this punch list. And then they can also attach references to each section or each activity they are tracking. Okay, so the references can be added in the form of photos or issues, or maybe notes can be added to the sections here in that punch list only. So this way, all the activities can be made more actionable and accountable. Okay, so you are assigning each activity to any member. So this way you are making your punch list more actionable. So now if we talk about issues, so issues can also be used to manage quality, to assure quality. So in this platform, you can use issues, you can document issues either from the site or office. Any member can document that issues. So you know that we have docs. Hello.
Yes, Rithi, you are audible.
Okay, so as I was saying that there are very the docs feature allow you to upload all the project documents on the cloud. So you can use these documents, you can use these project files and tag issues there and then only in the project files only. Okay, so here as you can see, uh, category wise issue has been selected. The coordination issue, the clash issue has been selected, and it has been tagged on the sheets directly. uh, and then the description can be mentioned about the issue with the you can assign issue to any member of your project. So this way you are making your issue accountable. So you want this particular member to resolve that issue by that due date. So you can mention the due date. So he will be responsible of now to see into that issue. So you see any issue you have come across in your site. Let's say there is a issue with the surface quality. So you can just click a picture and tag that issue and assign it to the respective assignee. So now it's their responsibility to see into that defect and resolve it before it's get too late, right? So you see you can just attach pictures, or you can attach files or RFI as a references. Now you are also adding watchers. Watcher could be a project manager or maybe a principal architect who will be in loop of uh, what is going on in the project. So they will be acting as a watcher. So in this way, you see this tool is helping you in recording any issue as it is arising. And this way you can control your quality in the project. Now, if we come to photos, so photos is a single unified place to view and manage all your photos and videos in the project. So you can just attach various pictures of various activities which are going on at your site. And in this way, you can document any activity and document their progress with the help of photos. Even there could be some snags you come across from the site inspection. So you can just click and add photos to the project. So these photos can be organized using tags. So tags are like you can just sort your pictures. For sorting your pictures, you can attach a tag to it. Tag can be that discipline, like it's a plumbing picture or a construction structure picture. So this way you can organize your pictures. So you see here, even references can be added to the picture. So you can attach a sheet in a form of reference to a photo. So you will be know that this photo belongs to this sheet, and the photos are linked. So this becomes easier for people to review. Okay, so you can share and download them with the non-members as well. Now coming to the asset management. So asset management is used for managing and tracking all the assets and equipments in your project from the design phase up till the commissioning and handover phase. Okay, so the assets and equipments here I'm talking about could be like any equipment, electrical equipment, like fans or lights, or maybe some HVAC units, AHU units you need to install at your site. So all that assets you can just manage on this platform. So how we are going to do it? So firstly, we will be creating categories in our assets. So categories could be based on disciplines, like a mechanical equipment or a plumbing equipment or an electrical equipment. So like that, you can first create the categories and then the subcategories under them as per your preference. So all these can be created here. So let's take an example of a mechanical equipment. Let's say there is a HVAC plant you need to install at your site. So there could be many equipments which could be part of that whole plant, like the inlet, outlet, AHU unit, the duct works, and maybe the chiller plants, etc. So all these components can be arranged in a form of categories and subcategories here for the asset. And then we will define the status sets which we need to track. Okay, so we need to track the installation process of the whole asset. So we can define that stages. So as you can see here, the stages are defined as ordered, delivered, installed, pre-setup, startup. So this way, functional performance test. So these are various stages which you can define for any equipment. Okay. So now these will be marked as the installation of the asset progresses. So after creating the categories and the stages, now we can start adding the asset details and specification. So we can just go to asset list and add our assets as we were discussing the AHU units, the ductworks. So all these can be added and details can be added, describe the description, specifications of all the assets, and even you can attach the barcode. The equipments today have the barcodes which you can use to monitor that. So you can add that barcode even. So that can be used from the site. A person from the site can scan the barcode and know the details of the any equipment. Okay, so this was about asset management. So we end our discussion here. Any question and answers can be discussed now.
Just before that, Vidhi, allow me to share my screen for let's say 5-10 minutes so that I can again show the participants the live platform, that how are we going on the platform and what is exactly build look like. So I just hope my screen is visible again.
Yes, it's visible.
So now we are here on the build platform. If you see on the top, we are on a web-based cloud with Autodesk Construction Cloud. And here we have this build. So when we talk about takeoff and design, collaborate, all of these products are here, which we will not be discussing today. Any project mentioned over here within the build platform will have all the topics that we just discussed in the three consecutive series that we had. So this is the platform. Let's say on home tab, you can see all the issues that you have. It's a status on from build activities or the tools that we have, that what all are the work statuses, let's say reviews, RFI submittals, how much is pending, what is the project progress, who has added what photo when, what is the file size, what are the member size in the project. When we say that there is a direct link between your document management, that is your docs, and your build, we can see over here that all the folder structure that we had created in the document management environment is available with us on build again, so that there is a link between the two platforms. We just saw that we can create multiple issues, which can be quality issue or safety issues, or let's say design issue, clash issues. So all those issues in the project, they are by default becoming logged over here in the platform with their statuses given. So it will give us the idea of what state issue is to be looked at and by whom is to be looked at, what are the due dates to be taken action upon, and what all are the files which are attached, with multiple filter options and export options that we have, so that we can do both our internal level discussion or let's say a boardroom meeting discussion also. We just talked about forms, how we can create quality and safety forms. So if you see, this is the punch list that we just created. So this is a template which is not given by Autodesk, but we have created our own template. So we can create these small templates for our own team members. But if we want, we can even go to, let's say, a quality checklist, which is here. If I say create, I'll go to forms. I'll select a quality form from here. Mm, let's say from here. So see, this is a form which is already filled. It is a submitted form, and this is a smart form. So on top, you can see a detailed summary of weather. If I hide this, so this is a daily safety inspection checklist form. From here you can see these are all smart PDF activities. We can check on these and we can then submit the files. We can even add our comments and signatures below over here. And on the right left hand side you can see what is the location, who submitted it, who all are the reviewers for that particular safety program. And if we want to add more references, we can add references or let's say note to it. These all can be downloaded, archived, exported, and we can add comments to it and activity status. So this becomes a detailed way of managing our forms in the platform, which can be any form, be it quality, safety, daily reports. In the Photos tab, again linking it to your issues and forms, this is a repository where you store all your photographs which you click from your site or upload from your systems. So these photos, they become smart photographs, how they carry certain set of information with them, and these photos can be linked to different platforms or different tools also. This is the interface of RFI. So you can see how RFIs look like. They're again status based. So we can check like this is an open status, this is a closed status RFI, who was responsible, what is the due date. So this is overdue by certain date, your location also over here, and maybe more detailed priority, discipline, category for filtering. So it is a detailed report which we create on the platform itself. Similarly, we saw that we created submittals as well. And here on the platform, you can see that these are your minute meetings. Any meeting that we created can be logged over here in this manner. We can add more topics to our meeting, or we can add more attachments to the meetings, and we can add multiple links so that different team members apart from the platform can also join the meetings and have a discussion on this same. And if we go back, all the topics that we discussed now become item and are here looking to us as status mark item list. So we can again, let's see the meeting due date, which was on 30th September, is now visible to us as an open status that is still not resolved and we need to take action on it. So these way we can manage our discussion topics within the platform itself. All our schedules, all our project planning schedules that we have, we can again, as it is a project management tool, we can bring it over here on the platform. These activities with your Gantt charts and your details, like dependencies and all these details which we have built from our source file can be bought here and we can take actions on them. We can notify people from here, we can add references to them, and we can communicate through this schedule over here. Not that we can create one, that again remains in the authoring tool, but yes, we can add more information to it. Similarly, we just saw assets today. If we go over here, we can see that we have created multiple categories. For example, these are categories: mechanical equipment, plumbing or room completion. And within that, there are each items, which is your AHUs, and these are all status based. So if I click over here, these are all statuses which are specific for the specific category of equipment. And all these information, extensive list of information that we have in the build can be extracted in the form of reports and more level of settings can be done. So this is a very high level overview of how we are adding information on our build platform. And in the next coming session of this webinar series, we will talk about cost management, that how are we managing our cost within the platform, and then we will go deep into basic deep dive of the platform interface as well. So I think now we can take up the questions in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first question is, do all staff who are required to input information have to have an ACC license to be able to use it?
Uh, to to be direct, for all the people who needs to put information, yes, they should have access to ACC platforms. To begin with, the team can have a limited set of licenses to kickstart, but ideally, all the people who are a part of the project and who are directly involved in submitting or maybe approving the files, they need to be a part of the platform.
Okay, so the second question is, who are members and non-members and what they can do, and how much access do they have to the documents?
So in a project, all those people who are part of the platform, who have a license to the platform, they are called the members. When we add them in a project, they become the members of the project. And who are not there on the platform or who are not there on the project will be termed as non-members. They can perform activities depending on the permission or the access that we give to them. So any product that we give them access to will be mentioned by the project admins or the account admins initially. They will be given permission by it as project admins or members, and then with access level, which is again maybe even download or completely work or just upload or make edits. So we have this permission level options with us in the platform.
Next question is, how is progress measured or tracked?
The progress measured or track that we saw is we are creating a progress status bar on our platform in the ACC environment, and we mark them manually with the help of sheets. So every time there is a status upgrade, all the data that we get from site, we mark it here on the platform. For example, if we take the example of doors, so we mark the status chart of doors and we track manually whether the door is at what stage, maybe at framing stage or maybe at the stage where the boards are being placed on the frames. So this we mark like that.
Next question is it possible to link photos to the drawings?
Yes. So all in the documents, if you have the access to build license, so within that every file which is there gives us the option to attach, depending again on the workflow, mostly it does. So all your drawings or maybe your Revit files can be linked to photographs. We can add references of photos or RFIs or submittals to the platform.
Okay. Are meeting recordings part of the project file? For minutes, are they loaded to the project folder?
No, the direct answer is no. The our minutes recording a part of project files. Project files are the data which is more related to your documenting. It is a document-based platform where you upload certain set of documents. Whereas minutes, we are creating a document that is digital in nature. Excuse me, that is digital in nature. So all the data that you're creating in minutes, all the topics that you're creating in minutes of meetings are separate logbook and they're not a part of project files.
Okay, now can assets be linked to procurement schedule?
So these are again two different modules and two different topics within the build platform. We are not directly linking them, but we can attach assets as reference in the activities of our schedules, and they are not directly linked. So let's say in any activity you want to attach the asset as reference, we can do that.
Okay, next question is, reprogress, can you link ACC to MS Project to track progress, or does ACC have a project management app?
So all the schedules that we get within the platform on the ACC from our authoring tools, and P6 or MSP is one of them. So you have to make your schedules either on MSP or Primavera or your Astra projects and bring them on the ACC platform. By default, ACC does not give you any specific application to create those schedules. It is again a simple uploading of the format where it reads those formats and create digital activities.
So that's it. That was the last question.
If there are any more questions, we'll wait. We'll kindly put them in the chat box. So there is another question. Can you see the issues in the dashboards? Yes, we can see issues in the dashboards. We can see uh, what all issues are in due date, what all issues are in the open status or closed status or in review status, or what is the due date, so which helps us in tracking the health of the project again. And these can be again segregated depending on your type of issue, can be quality, design, risk. Yes, we can do that. So I think if there are no more questions, we can close the session for today. So thank you everyone for attending the session with us. We will now have the final session. We have more session to come, which is again next week. Please stay with us for the final session of build or ACC platform. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.